We have some news, and the news let us go to Dana Bash about what is going on right now.
Well, we now have the former president's pick, and it is J.D. Vance, the 39-year-old freshman senator from the state of Ohio.
That's CNN breaking news that Donald Trump has finally selected J.D. Vance as his running mate. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like that failed assassination attempt must have got Trump thinking about VPs again, because after months of teasing, he finally announced his pick in a recent post on Truth Social.
Let me just read, if I can read. So we have this announcement that Donald Trump Truth Socialed it. After lengthy deliberation and thought, and considering the tremendous talents of many others, I have decided that the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator J.D. Vance of the great state of Ohio. J.D. honorably served our country in the Marine Corps, graduated from he says Ohio State University. It should say the Ohio State University, I've been told. In 2 years, summa cum laude, and is a Yale Law School graduate, where he was editor of the Yale Law Journal and president of the Yale Law Veterans Association. J.D.'s book, Hillbilly Elegy, became a major bestseller and movie as a champion of the hardworking men and women of our country. J.D. has had a very successful business career in technology and finance, and now during the campaign will be strongly focused on the people he fought so brilliantly for, the American workers and farmers in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Minnesota, and far beyond. That came at 2:04 p.m. Central Time, so 3:04.
Now, we've covered Vance before on this channel, and I was actually going to do a video about him before the recent announcement because he's great at giving it back to the political shills and establishment news. And on top of that, as Trump said, he's a Marine vet, best-selling author, tech investor, and senator. Here he is doing what he does best, and putting a wild-eyed NBC reporter in her place after she tried to lecture him on elections.
Before I let you go, can you say unequivocally here and now that you will accept the results of the 2024 election no matter what they are?
So long as it's a free and fair election, Kristen, of course we will. We will use constitutional processes to challenge issues if we think there are issues. But if it's a free and fair election, we will do what the Constitution requires. We will respect the results, and I expect those results are going to be to re-elect Donald Trump.
It was a free and fair election in 2020. Donald Trump took his concerns to court. He lost in court, but he still has not conceded. Do you understand that when you refuse to commit unequivocally, that feeds into people's concerns, skepticism about the nation's electoral process?
Well, Kristen, I don't agree with that, actually. I think that feeding into people's concerns about our electoral process is that one half of America's political segment, they won't support legislation that makes it harder for illegal aliens to vote. They won't support universal voter ID in our elections, even though you have to present ID to do almost anything in this country. I think taking people's concerns seriously about election fraud is the way to reinforce security and confidence in our election.
You know, you gotta love how the same people who cried about Russian collusion and George Bush in 2004 suddenly want to tell everyone else about the danger of not accepting the results of an election, while simultaneously celebrating Stacey Abrams and Hillary Clinton, a woman who, by the way, still won't admit that Trump won legitimately.
Yeah, Senator, it's already against the law for non-citizens to vote. But just on that very point, when others refuse to say, yes, we will accept the election results, do you understand how that undermines people's confidence in the electoral system?
But, Kristen, what I just said is I don't agree with that. What I think actually undermines people's confidence in the electoral system is when the media is incurious about obvious examples of problems in our electoral system. I think we've got great elections, but a lot of things could be better in certain states. I want to work to make that happen so the American people have greater confidence in their elections. That's what I'll keep doing.
You know, this is a typical tactic of establishment media. Ask the same loaded gotcha questions over and over in hopes of getting a soundbite you can spin for a few more news cycles. Regardless, Vance handled himself well, and I think he's an interesting choice for VP. But let me know what you think. How do you feel about J.D. Vance as a VP pick? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!